But here's what we could do is we could look at one of these games where you're pretty sure you're against a Smurf, and we can see maybe we can look for opportunities where we could have done something about it. Want to try that?
Yeah, the Slardar one with the Timber was definitely a Smurf. Like,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's have a look then. So basically, nothing in the lane phase is relevant to this discussion, right? Because you're not going to be interacting with a Timber. It's not like you can directly play against him.
No.
So what we'll do is we'll just jump straight ahead to, like, I don't know, let's say like 7 minutes, maybe 8 minutes. Forget the fact that this guy's a Smurf. Let's just treat it as this is just a Timbersaw who's fed and winning his lane, right? Maybe he's the same rank as you. You know, he actually deserves to be here, and this guy just played out of his mind. You know, just like, if we try and look at it just objectively, that's the only way we're going to have any real answers. So you almost, in a way, you need to actually kind of ignore the idea that there is like, if you want to win, or if you want to get better and you want to win, you have to kind of like put that out of your mind, like the idea that there's an account buyer or a Smurf or whatever. Yeah,
normally if like there is a Smurf and it's only like he's like only a couple of bits better, I'll say like, I'll be like, yeah, we can beat him, like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I'll be like, yeah.
But I mean, the reality is like, you can win any game you're in, but like, what's the likelihood that you're actually going to? And so the flip side to this is like, for your own mental health over the course of like playing multiple games, sometimes you do just need to be like, yep, that game was unwinnable, but I'm not going to worry about it, and I'm going to move on to the next one, right?
Yeah.
You do need to do that, but also you need to be looking at it critically and be like, well, okay, fine, this guy was a Smurf, but like, what did he actually do to like accelerate his lead? Or maybe what could I have done to do the same thing that he's doing? That's the only way you're actually going to get anything out of it, you know? Well, let's look at this instance, right? So this is a part where you're getting a kill, and then the Smurf, we'll just say he's a Smurf. The Timber immediately rotates and just kills you, right?
Yeah.
So from this perspective, what we would want to do, and this is, I'm not saying this is easy because you're focusing on what you're doing, but this is the same thing as basically saying like, oh, well, how do I just dodge the enemy hero that's like super powerful or whatever, right?
Actually, then only took the tower and instantly went back.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So what you would need to do is, while you're doing this thing, you know, you need to know like, hey, is this Timber about to kill the tower? Right?
Yeah.
You know, if your team's not going to communicate it, this is where you might want to like check over here and see, you know, is he going to kill this tower, whatever. Because the thing is, like, once he kills the tower, he's free to do whatever he wants. I mean, he could come right now if he wanted, but he's probably not going to until he kills the tower. So right there, you just see that the tower has died and you're like in the middle of this fight. So like, that's the only way you can dodge this gank, is to be like, okay, a tower just went down. What's Timber gonna do? I'm diving, maybe he's gonna react, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you get the kill, trying to go for the second. This is not paying attention to the Timber showing up, right? And then as soon as he does, you're like, ah, crap. So there's kind of nothing you can do about it at that point. So it's not like, I'm not saying it's easy, but basically what you would have needed to do was like, when you were...
As soon as the tower went, just went...
Kind of, but it's actually before that is what you would need to do. You would need to be like back here, you know, real quick, look down here. What's going on? Okay. He's kind of owning that lane, right?
Yeah.
And now you're doing, you know, maybe you could check again real quick, making sure you're don't miss last hits. Can't look right now because you're busy, right? But now you know that's happened, right? Because and the thing that's like, that's not a very like loud cue. It doesn't really like alert you that the tower's going down like too much. You get a little chat message and you kind of hear the explosion, but it's really not like a big thing.
Yeah.
But if you're checking him constantly and kind of like monitoring what's going on in this lane, you could be like, okay, this Timber is completely stomping. He's got a full wave. Like, they can't do anything to him. Like, this is probably going to go down soon. And that means like this Timber is going to start roaming soon. So I need to be pretty crisp with what I'm doing, you know? Just like, okay, we're going to kill this lion. And then immediately I'm going to like play safe, because like, what if the Timber rotates, you know? Like boom. If you started backing right now, not that like any normal person would, because it looks like you can kill this PA right here. But if you started backing right now, he wouldn't kill you. You know, if you just like boogied right now. I'm not saying that's obvious, but that's kind of it. That's the only thing you can do here, right? So okay, fine, he kills us. So then in this period, we still want to be thinking about our fundamentals. So we've died. I'm on your camera now. You want to be like checking his items, check the scoreboard, see what's going on, like where are the levels, you know what I mean? Like, because maybe it could be like, okay, my Pudge is only level 4, but maybe when Pudge hits 6, we can kill this Timbersaw. And so now I have a timing I'm playing for. Witch Doctor, level 5. If Witch Doctor hits 6, Witch Doctor's actually really good at killing a Timbersaw because he does pure damage and Timbersaw doesn't have a stun. So that's just an example of like, okay, this is a timing where we can do something about this super fed hero, right? Now Slardar is probably like, he's probably okay at dealing with a Timber because you have the minus armor and you have the stun, but I don't think it's like the best. And especially if this Timbersaw is 3 levels ahead of you, there's really not much you can do about that.
Yeah.
See, and then this is kind of the throw territory, right? Because this is you're kind of just running back to the same area immediately. Like the same thing can happen to you that just happened because you don't know where this Timbersaw is, right? So you need to be kind of like playing the fundamentals, you know, like don't run past the creep wave, you know, just get your items, get your farm, wait for timings, basically.
Yeah.
Obviously, if your hero naturally counters his hero and you're also having a good start, then you can just go and try and kill that guy. But it's not the easiest with a 3-level disadvantage on the Slardar, right? So, like here, this is an example where I'd be like, I don't want this. This is really bad. So, quick guess as to why I would say that. Why do you think I would not like this situation that's going on right now?
Timber's not missing. Timber's missing.
Timber's missing, and what else?
They're all like full HP, and we're like chunked a bit.
And one more quick thing.
We've used our spell.
No. So the issue right now is that you guys are playing 4 heroes in one lane, and it's not like they only have 1 hero defending. Like they have brought at least 3 heroes, right? So what that tells you, I mean, and you know the PA was here too, so let me just back it up a little bit. Like, you know there's at least 3 heroes, so you have like a 4v3 situation, right? That means team fight. And what does that mean? That means Fed Timber is gonna come win this team fight for his team, because he's not gonna ignore a team fight, especially like this is the last thing you guys want to be doing as a team right now if you can't do it quickly. If this was a smoke gank and we were like gonna jump in, kill the Lich, blow the tower up and get out super fast, that's different. But this is a slow approach. Go ahead.
I think that's what we planned for, because I think we did smoke. Like,
okay. Let's see.
And then it just...
Yeah. All right. Let me back it up, because it looks like, they have popped a smoke. All right, so this smoke is bad, right? Why is this smoke bad? Why do you think?
Because they already knew we was there.
Yeah, because you're in vision. And why else is it bad?
Because we're all like hot. We don't have full vision of the enemy. And like we have damage on us.
Yeah, you're half health. One more reason why it may be bad is clue, like the Pudge. Let's look at the Pudge.
Positioning.
No, Pudge isn't 6 yet. So remember we were talking about like playing around that timing. So like all the things you said were true. They have vision of us. 2 of us are half health. But the other thing is like Pudge doesn't have his ult. And the other thing is like if we smoke here, like where are we going with this? Like, are we gonna gank our own lane with a smoke? Because like that is a very minor advantage. If it was nighttime, like sure, it helps you get a little bit closer first. Maybe you can hook them out of the smoke or something. But for the most part, like it's really not going to do anything, and it's just kind of a waste of a smoke. If it was like, hey, let's smoke and fucking TP bottom and gank this Timbersaw, like that's different, you know. But this is like you're already here. There's no point in smoking. So guys, when you buy smokes, smokes are for evading wards. That's what they're for.
I think the thought of it was like, oh, we're half HP, we've all gone back, but we're smoked, like, and then we can get a kill.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but the reason I'm pointing this out, it's not to flame this Pudge, right? It's to say, for your purposes, it's like, okay, you got to recognize that this smoke is terrible and be like, I'm not participating. You guys go do that if you want to, but you can just tell your team, you could be like, we shouldn't smoke right now, split up and farm. I don't want to smoke right now, I'm half health. You know, like you just say real quick, like, I don't want to do that. Here's why. Here's what we should do instead. Just boom, boom, boom.
I think I said I don't see this playing out well.
Yeah.
But then but then like they committed and I just went over.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is you can't let them bait you into a bad play. This is really, really big. It's a very big concept. There is a line between being a good team player and preserving your own MMR, and I think maybe 8 or 9 times out of 10, it's going to be better to preserve your own MMR. And by that, I mean, do what you think is correct or what you think a higher skilled player would do, not what your team is trying to do.
The way I was thinking, like, if I maybe commit, like we get something out of it, but if they don't, like, they probably just all die, right?
Yeah, but I mean, what's the likelihood that it's going to work, right? I mean, you're half health, right? So it's sure, it would be great, but like you need to look at it objectively. That's the trick here. You have to look at it objectively, right? So it would be wonderful, but it's probably not going to happen. And the worst thing ever is going to happen, which is like if you guys do sit here and kind of force. Now, to the flip side here is that it's kind of all 3 of your teammates came to your lane, right? Yeah. So this is sort of griefing you a little bit. So honestly, what I would do here is I would tell my team, like, once they all showed up here, let's back it up a little bit. Where would be a good place to look at this? Let's think about this realistically. All right, it's just the 2 of you. This is fine. Okay, miss our kill attempt. I would not chase this far. I would just get these creeps. No, and then assuming we got those creeps, whatever, we'd be back here farming. Okay, once these guys have all come here, honestly, okay, Pudge missed his hook. I'm out. I'm fucking leaving. I'm gonna walk down here so I can't get canceled, and I'm gonna TP mid. This is too many heroes in this area, and I would tell them first. I'd be like, yo, like, I think that's what I would do. I would say, like, hey, we don't want to play 4 heroes in one lane. This is gonna start a team fight. We're weak. We should need to split up and farm. And if they completely ignore that, then I'm gonna split up and farm. I'm fucking out. I'm back here, and I'm TPing mid, or I'm TPing bottom, and I'm gonna go take farm. Probably mid. Okay. Yeah. Any questions so far?
No, that makes sense.
Okay. The idea being is that this is not going to lead to anything good, but if we split up and farm, we can get items, we're going to get levels. That's going to increase our own agency over the game, right? Like, we're going to be able to have a bigger impact on the game if we get more farm. This is why people say it's typically easier to rank up if you play a carry versus playing a support. Because having more net worth in the game gives you more power over the game, right?
Yeah.
That's why most people that do this shit, they play Meepo mid. That's why they smurf, right, on Meepo and stuff. It's because, like, oh, I can just get fed immediately and then carry the whole game, right? They're not smurfing as position 5 Crystal Maiden. I mean,
yeah.
Not to say that you can't have an impact as a support, but like usually, like that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to be like getting fed and then having a large impact on the game. So here, this is not increasing my XP or my net worth, and in fact, it's, you know, probably going to get me killed. So I'm out. I'm gonna go farm mid, right?
Yeah.
And you know, look at the way the Timber is playing. Just to put it in perspective. So let's see how the Timber makes his plays, and that'll help us decide, right?
I think he like hunts down the anti-mage.
Well, let's see. Because obviously you're gonna kill towers, you're gonna kill heroes when they're in front of you. But basically he's gonna get this done because no one can stop him. This is free. Hey, whatever. I don't care. I'm a Timbersaw. I'm farming. Boom. Immediately, he's going to rotate up here and kill you. And then what does he do? Does he stay here and teamfight over and over? No, he actually steals farm from this guy. And then he goes back to where he was. Because he doesn't want to play up here with everybody. He wants to come down here and get this farm and shit on these heroes. Like, he's controlling half of the map by himself. And in doing so, he's getting lots of farm. So he's only rotating when it's going to be like quick and easy to do so. Like, he's going to do it here, right? What happens? Come in. Okay, got a kill. Go for more. Great. Now maybe we stick around and we kill this tower because we have a catapult. Probably. And then I think he'll probably, if you guys don't give him another kill opportunity, he's going to split up. Yep. Go farm more. And then he's just basically taking objectives or going for kills whenever it's like the opportunity is there, you know? Other than that, he's mainly focused on like keeping waves pushed in and farming. And then you guys overextend and he gets a kill, right? Because why not? Yeah. This is rough. This is definitely rough. There's actually, the game's probably just fucking over at this point. Because the only way you're gonna, honestly, the only way you're ever gonna kill this Timbersaw is if you like 5-man gank him and you have good items for it. Like you buy, you know, you have like a Scotty and a Shiva's and a freaking Spirit Vessel, and you know, Witch Doctor gets a full duration ult on him while Pudge is ulting. Like, just you have to stack the deck so hard in your favor to deal with this at this point.
Yeah.
So probably at this point, when I'm seeing the 12-0 Timbersaw murder the entire, you know, my whole team and farm the entire map by himself, I'm probably just checking out mentally at this point for my own mental health. Be like, all right, this one's done. Fuck it.
Okay.
And actually, that can be kind of liberating and that can be kind of fun, because then what you can do is you can be like, hey guys, I'm pretty sure we're against a Smurf. Do you want to just like all in and see if we can pull something out of our ass? You know, let's 5-man smoke and see if we can kill the Timber. You know, maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it does work and you kill him and you set him back a lot. You go like, oh shit, okay, maybe we actually have a chance. You know, let's 5-man onto Roche or something, right?
I think we did try that at one point and he just killed us all.
Okay. All right. I mean, it still has to be reasonable, you know? It still has to be like, you have to have a good chance of succeeding.
Like I think like he just like Witch Doctor ult was on him and he just like laughed at him like I had the armor break on him.
Oh
like,
man.
He just like 1v5 and I think like Zeus ulted and it was like just like cleaned us all up and he was like, oh yeah.
It's a bummer. Yeah, it sucks, man. I'm sorry. Like this, but that's kind of the best I got, really. It's just like, yeah. Realistically, there's nothing you can do about it besides like somehow outplaying this guy or the enemy team as a team. That's it. That's your only option, right?
Like someone kept telling me to get like Silver Edge, but I don't think it would have saved us.
So Break is actually not too good against Timbersaw because it doesn't remove the buffs he currently has from his reactive armor. It only prevents him from getting new ones. So it's good if you're opening with Silver Edge and then you have to like right click him a lot to kill him because that's all you have, then it's fine. But if it's kind of like in the middle of a team fight, you know, he's already taken a bunch of damage, it's actually not going to really do anything. Because also I don't think reactive armor can be dispelled. So it's just, he just has that armor and HP regen. But okay, all right, here's an opportunity. Let's stay positive. We've killed the Timbersaw. Now what? What do we do now? I like the Midas pickup, unironically. And you get follow it up with a blink. That's sweet. Yeah, we just want to be maximizing farm, and we want to be keeping track of what this Timbersaw is doing at all times. So I want to look at your camera while you're doing this and see how much information you're gathering, because that's going to help you inform your decisions, right? Because obviously, like, as soon as you kill the Timbersaw, that is your power play moment. That is a time when, like, okay, we can get more. You know? Boom. So if there was any information to gather, there isn't at the moment. But if there was anything on the map to look at, maybe that lion up there. I don't know why you had vision of him. I think that's a bug.
I think there was one like more person, but I didn't. I thought there was a person like in the mid as well, like else to go after. But I thought PA could like be there and just like kill me, like crit me.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, and going back to farming is fine, but it's the information we want, because now it's like Lich is showing, Timber is showing. Like, I want to look at these guys and see like how they're doing. You know, what level are they? What items do they have? Are they full mana? You know, it's really, really important. This is important even if you don't have a Smurf in your game.
Okay.
I'll be gathering info. So like you're walking bottom, but why? What is in bottom? We don't even know, right? Hey, has Timber picked up any new items? We need to look. I like the efficiency on your regen though, that is good. So this is good, I like this too, with pushing. But again, look at the Timber. You're very much like just farm mode. Farm. But you don't need to be looking at these creeps. You can literally just A left click down the lane and Slardar will auto attack his way down the lane, right?
Yeah.
It might make you miss a couple last hits doing that, but that gives you time to gather info. Oh, nice blink, nice blink. That was sick. I thought you were dead for sure there. Alright, I like this too. Get more. Don't back here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like what we would want instead is like, okay, we just pulled Lion PA top, right? I know Timber and Lich are bottom because I can see them on my minimap. I know Zeus is down there too, right? No one's mid, right? They're not contesting us. That means they don't want to come here. So I'm going to hit this tower and then I'm going to catch the next wave that's about to come up, right? I'm going to catch this wave too. And I'm going to ensure that this starts doing damage to the tower. And if I'm scared, I'm going to back up into their jungle and start farming their half of the map. I'm just going to start being a problem. Coming to gank is fine too. This is all good. This is gravy. But you want to split the enemy team up as much as possible. And actually, this is relevant too. You get the tower at the same time that Timber dies, right?
Okay.
So because Timber is so much of his team's net worth, he's 12,000 net worth, even though he just died. So half of Timber's net worth is their entire lead, right? You're the highest net worth on your team. So is anybody on the enemy team actually like a realistic threat? You know, like let's say this Zeus was like also popping off. Well, then this would be a good gank because like, okay, let's go shut down the other guy that's like super fed because the other super fed guy can't help him, right? So it's like getting more out of the power play. But in this instance, Timber's dead. You just took the tower and nobody rotated. So this is where you would accelerate yourself, right?
Yeah, in my head, I was thinking like the enemy were like more higher than like me at this point. I didn't think I was like the highest net worth, and I thought, if we shut down the others, like they stagger their deaths.
Yeah.
Like that they're like we can maybe keep picking off like one or two, and Timber won't like transition too much late game.
Yeah, it's a valid strategy. So the idea, it's like, okay, we picked off one guy, let's go pick off another guy, let's go pick off another guy, and you try and create like a chain feed kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's totally relevant. But you still want to be playing. You want to be playing fast. You want to be playing fast. So here's the difference, right? So my instinct is, first off, I would look at this and I would say, like, do I care about either of these heroes? Do I think that these heroes can deal with this on their own? Like if I look at this and I'm like, oh, Witch Doctor and AM are going to kill both these heroes by themselves, so I'm not going to bother rotating, right? If I think both of these heroes are going to die unless I rotate and I'm going to kill them, then that's probably rotate. But I need to look at it first, right? If I think this is maybe just go even, like maybe they're just going to walk away and we're just going to keep farming, that's fine. I'm going to also keep farming. So it's kind of like you need to react to what's happening and decide if you need to like lean into it or lean away from it.
I thought to go because they used their ults already. And so I was like, maybe like they don't, like they lose to it.
Sure, but what's a faster way you could have done this? Because that's the other thing. Like even if we say this is the correct play, and I'm not saying this is wrong.
Oh,
this
TP there.
Yeah, TP here, like TP in the trees so they don't see you and blink ambush them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna do this, why not do it as fast as possible? right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if we're gonna spend, if the only way that, like, let's say you didn't have your TP, right? Then I would say stay here and farm this next wave and keep farming this area and pressure the tower. But you do have the TP, so getting more kills is good. I think it's valid. So you may as well TP here as fast as possible, get this pick off, and then go back to doing whatever, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because the way you do it, you're walking across the whole map. You know, Slardar is fast at walking, but even if you were gonna blink there on your way down here, you know, you could do that. Just anything to like play faster. Okay, but now we're pushing this lane. So this is the other thing that we want to avoid, even though we've killed the Timbersaw and that's great and everything. We're still playing 5 heroes in one lane.
Yeah.
And this is what we want to like avoid, right? Because Timbersaw is going to be up in 15 seconds. If they want to contest this tower, they're still strong enough to do it, especially because you don't have the Witch Doctor ult.
Yeah.
So this would be another instance where it's like, I want to split up from my team. So I walked here, I have my TP, I'm going to TP over here and push this out. You know, I'm going to go to the other area. I don't want to be grouped right now. We want to be spreading and then grouping. Spread, then group, spread, then group. This is an area where you would want to split again.
Yeah.
Because this is forcing another fight. And if the enemy team wanted to, they could show up and win this fight.
Yeah.
If all 5 of them rotated right now, like you still have a 5k deficit, Witch Doctor doesn't have his ult. Like, it's risky to do this because the enemy team can respond. So there you go. That's your evidence for it, right?
Yeah.
So conversely, if we just didn't push the tower, they wouldn't respond, and then we could be split pushing, which means we would be here for this wisdom rune, we'd be pushing this lane out, we'd be pushing this lane out, right? Maybe we can grab this power rune. Like, all of these other things open up. But we got a tower. The tower is good, but it's not worth dying at this point in the game, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, how long do you decide, like, if it's like, say you did group,
Yeah.
and you was gonna take a tower,
Yeah.
at what point we're like, oh, we're not taking this, like, just go away, like, if, like, I'm going away.
Oh, sure. Okay, so like the question is like, if we're attempting to group and take a tower, when do we decide to call it off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Call off the tower. Basically, that is simply down to what happens with the wave. Yeah, I think that's most of it. It's just what happens with the wave, or like what's happening elsewhere on the map. So like, you know, let's say, you know, this, you know, you're trying to take this tier 1 and Lich is like taking your barracks, right? Obviously you're gonna respond, you know, or they're doing Roche or something, right? But basically the way you want to look at it, let's go back to this part of the game. So this was when did we start bunching up? When did the tier 1 was down?
Like 7-8 minutes.
Yeah, let's have a look. I'm waiting to see when Pudge and everybody comes up here, right? Okay, so how likely are these creeps gonna, is it that these creeps are gonna get to this tower? You know, let's just pretend this is our tower push, right? We're like, let's take top tower. How likely are these 3 creeps gonna make it to this tower and then survive long enough for you to kill this 100% health tower?
Not very, like 5%.
Like 0%. It's like 0%, because the tower is gonna kill it by itself, and then any enemy hero can aggro these creeps away from the tower. You know, let's not even think about the idea that any of these heroes can kill all 3 of these creeps by themselves using spells and stuff, right? Like, this is not enough. It just is not enough raw HP to be bringing here to take down 1800 health of tower, right?
Okay.
That's pretty much what it is. So like, if you're gonna take this tower, look back, you know, this 20-minute push, whenever the hell this was, if I can find it real quick. This tower is half health, so this is much more likely that you can get this full wave here and take it down.
Yeah.
It also has to do a little bit with like, how much damage do? You know, do you specifically have tower damage spells, like you're a Pugna or a Jakiro, or maybe you're a sniper that can siege outside the tower range, or You know, whatever. Maybe you have an Assault Cuirass or something. Oh my god, Witch Doctor just ulted a fucking camp. Oh, dude. Oh god, I didn't even see that the first time. Wow. Okay. All right. All right. So we're gonna ignore that. But like, this is a like half health tower. You know, like we can probably kill like outside of the glyph. You know, we can probably kill this tower if we just all hit it. No problem, right?
Like when they glyph, we should have like gone away.
Probably.
They wanted
Yeah, I would back. If they glyph here, I am not sticking around here because that means they don't want you to take this tower. They're going to contest it. And a big clue as to why you know they're going to contest it, or how you know, is that the mid tower's down. So if they're spending this glyph, like it's not coming off cooldown anytime soon.
Okay.
If all 3 tier 1 towers are up and they glyph, and then you take a tower, then the glyph comes back up. So they can kind of throw it out. Yeah, they can throw it out just to stall you. But here, like, they're spending this glyph. This glyph means something. They're defending. They're going to show up. Especially because the Timber's up in 1 second, right? Like, he ain't going to let you guys take a tower if he thinks he's strong.
Okay.
I mean, he's almost double AM's net worth. Like, no freaking chance. So, yeah. Yeah, we already saw that one. But the point there was that the wave was big enough to take down the tower, but then they glyphed, so then it's not big enough. And you kind of need to be tracking that. You're like, do they have glyph now? Could they glyph this wave if we go and push it, right? So, you know, in this instance, maybe now that they've done the glyph, the next opportunity you have in the next 5 minutes, you could go take this top tower because you know they don't have glyph and you know this tower's damaged. So like, this would be a reasonable next objective, not right now, but at the next opportunity, right?
Would it be safe to go like mid instead because they can walk down with the portal thing to top? Would be safer?
No, because middle is in the middle of the map. It's very easy to get here from basically anywhere on the map, because obviously you can TP to the tower, you can TP to the outpost, you're right next to a farming area, and then you're right next to another farming area, and you're right next to the runes. So basically, like, heroes have a lot of reasons to be in this area, and they're also not far away. They're never like that far away from it.
Okay.
The gates do make the side lanes dangerous. Like, if you don't control one of them, then you don't really control the other side of it. But in general, I saw this in a BSJ video where he was talking about, like, if you're strong and you want to force engagements and force objectives, you go 5-man in the middle, right? Okay. If you're not strong, that's the last place you want to go, because that's the quickest place everybody can get to. It's easy for everyone to get to middle. So if you're not strong, don't go mid, right? Go to the sides.
Okay.
Did that answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's summarize. All right. So let's see. What are main takeaways from this one? So,
if there's a person who's like SMURF, like, you either group up and like all focus him, or you just avoid him as a whole team and just always keep like moving quickly around the map.
Yeah. Who gets fed? Either dodge them until you can recover, or gank them often. Right? It's one or the other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one do you think's better overall?
Well,
more realistic.
So the first one of dodging them is going to be easier to execute because you don't need the rest of your team to do that. That's an instance of, like, you know, just as this instance right here, if your team wants to push the tower and you're like, no, that's dumb, I'm going to go push top.
Yeah.
Right? Your team can't stop you from doing that. I mean, I suppose Pudge could hook you out of your TP or something, but like, realistically, they can't stop you from making that decision because that's you accelerating yourself. Okay. The other option of ganking them often is going to require teamwork for it to work.
Okay.
So this is why I was saying at the beginning, you're either going to be playing for yourself to try and get fed in the same way that the Smurf is getting fed, or you're going to have to outplay the enemy team and like generate a lot of teamwork on your own team to shut them down. It's one or the other. Obviously, playing for yourself is easier to execute, and the other one is more difficult. But if you ignore the fact that it's a Smurf and you just say like, okay, enemy hero fed, this guy's popping off, right? Then it should be an even game, and then, like, we have the ability to play at the same level as the enemy team. It's just that this guy got ahead, so that's where you would probably opt for like, okay, let's gank the shit out of him, right?
Okay. But
it's a context thing. It is 100% based on like what the game looks like. You know, do you have the tools to kill this guy? Do you have the spells? Do you have the items? What's the rest of the team gonna do? You know, like all this other stuff.
Yeah.
There's no hard and fast answer to that one, but I think it's one of those two directions, right? You can't just play normally because he's gonna run you over.
Yeah.
Okay. What's another takeaway?
Play fast.
Yeah, that's a good one. Play fast. And what does that mean? What does playing fast look like?
Take like if the enemies let you have something, you take it and then instantly like start, like, as soon as they like go, you move away to like farm something else, and then if there's like more than like one person in your lane, just like move away, like just go like to another lane.
Yeah, well, that's not specifically playing fast, the second part you said, but that's still another thing. That has to do with more of the dodging and splitting up, right? But the playing fast thing of like, choosing to TP somewhere, like basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to minimize the idle time between any of your actions, you know? So like, that's yeah, well, I mean, it's like literally why AM farms quickly, because he can like farm this camp and then he can blink here and farm this camp, right?
Yeah. There's
no downtime in between those two things, so he just flash farms, right? Same thing here, you know, like TP for this gank, and then as soon as you're done with the gank, what's the next thing? Immediately decide that, okay, I'm gonna get the wave, okay, then I'm gonna go in the jungle, and then I'm gonna go through the gate, I'm gonna go up here, and it's like just trying to minimize that decision-making process is, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, that is like 99% of like people's rank, like, or not, that's an exaggeration, but it's a significant portion of like where people are in MMR is just how fast they play, how fast they make decisions. So I mean, that's like the takeaway there is like play fast, right? Yeah. I think that's a really good one. And then the other one is we were kind of mentioning is like, don't bunch up in one lane unless you're there for a reason.
Yeah.
That's actually the answer. So if you're gonna bunch up because you're gonna take a tower, or you're bunching up because you want to smoke and then go kill someone, that's fine. But if you're just gonna passively lane 4 heroes, that's not fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I see that all the time. People make this mistake, and it's like, it's a really big deal. You can't do it. You just can't do it. The map is massive, and there's gold and things to do everywhere. Like, if you group in one lane, you are just hemorrhaging your own like net worth and XP. So when do we decide to call off a tower push? If
the creeps have,
you don't have enough of a creep wave to tank tower shots, or enemy team glyphs, meaning they will actively defend, right? That's basically it. So you should be like, tower pushes and objectives usually should come naturally, as in it's obvious that you would do it, right? Yeah. Like, where you end up throwing is where you're like, oh, we need to do this, let's go 5-man and do this thing. Like, that's an all-in play, and sometimes that's what you need to do, but like usually like that's where you're going to throw the game. It's like you go 5-man into Roche with no vision and the entire enemy team is up, you know, when you could wait till the enemy team's all dead and then go do it. you know, or wait till you kill the enemy team, then push their towers. Like, objectives usually follow.
Okay.
Wait, follow, team wipes, pickoffs. Does that make sense? Objective taking is usually opportunistic. They follow team wipes and pickoffs.
Yeah.
Forcing objectives can lead to throwing. Sometimes you can do it, but usually that's where you're going to throw the game. That's where I throw my games, forcing objectives. You know, high ground throws, right? That's the best example. Everybody goes up high ground, they die, throw the game, right? You just wait till the enemy team's dead, then go high ground. Why are you forcing it? Don't force it. Farm the map. Even when you're winning, it's the same concept. Like, Dota's a game about economics when it comes down to it. So, like, get more money, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, all right. Anything else? Otherwise, I think we can call it here.
No, I think that's it for mainly.
Okay, for sure. Alrighty. I want to keep the homework from last week, so we're gonna ignore the SMURF thing.
Stop their camp.
Yeah. Same thing. Look for replays where you didn't want pulls to happen. Yeah, basically. So that you could own the lane. All right.
Yeah.
That still means you can pull your own camp. I'm not saying like don't do. I'm just saying look for examples where it came up where like you just didn't want the enemy team to pull.
Yeah. So if I block their camp and they don't block it, like don't unblock it, that's also fine?
Yeah, because if you can find multiple examples of this, we can just really quickly run through it. You know, so you can be like, hey, in this game, I blocked the camp and they never unblocked it. Like, that seemed good, right? Yes. Yeah. Hey, in this game, I had to spend 3 sentries to make sure that they never got a pull off. Like, was that correct? We can say yes or no, but we can really quickly go through a bunch of examples. You know, we don't have to go spend a full hour on one game if we have an objective, like looking at it. If you think this would be helpful, like if you think that's a useful thing to look out for.
No, I think I get it, cause like with the pulls and stuff. So I think like I normally do try to make sure like they don't with a ward normally.
Okay. Yeah. But it's more like the idea was that we knew that we had a good matchup and we wanted to maintain that matchup, right?
Yeah.
That's why I said before, maximize interaction.
I think I did with the Snapfire Bristle.
Oh, okay. Oh, we should have looked at that one. All right, it's fine. It's fine. We'll look for examples next time.
Yeah, another time. But yeah, I think I normally just stick wards there.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it gets into like a ward war.
Yeah.
But then like sometimes they just like they never like touch it.
Yeah. That's, I mean, whatever actually happens, the point is that I want you to find examples where you were thinking about it from that perspective of, I think I'm favored, therefore I want to like actively lane against the enemy heroes so we can kill them.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's not what actually happened. It's like, what was your thinking on
like
this?
Behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay. Emphasis on your own thinking. All right, cool. Let's call it there. That was good. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And we'll shoot for next Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good, man. I'm gonna call it here, but good luck in your games. Good luck against all the Smurfs.
Thank you.
For sure.
Alright, I'll see you later.
Later, dude. Have a good one. All right, guys, if that was helpful, I got a playlist. I'll put that at the end of the video. It's got all the other coaching videos in there. If you want to get coached by me, check out my Patreon. If you want to watch these live or watch me play or come ask questions, I stream every weekday on Twitch, basically 2 p.m. PST onwards. And anyway, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.